Hello, my name is Nicola White. I'm a mudlark and artist, and today I'm out on an adventure on the River Medway, where the river reveals a very important message, hidden in the mud for well over 100 years. Come along with me and let's see what that message is and what other pieces of history we're going to find. Can you see this bottle emerging out of the mud just here? Now that's quite tantalising, isn't it? It'd be lovely if it had something embossed on it, wouldn't it? But will it though? Will it? No, I don't think it will, but it's a nice little bottle. I'll leave that there. I might pick it up later. David's found a bullet.
It's a 9mm pistol.
9mm pistol.
Pistol round there.
There you are, everyone. A 9mm pistol.
And another.
Oh, you got a little bullet patch.
Little bullet nest. Yeah, same stuff.
Do you want to keep them?
Oh, yes, please.
There you go. Look, bit of a toothbrush. Seen better days. Here's a nice piece of glass. Red glass that I shall use in one of my glass fish. Isn't that nice? Now down here I can actually see a bit of a bottle emerging there from the mud. Shall we see if it's in one piece? Oh, I think it could be a little ink pot maybe, although I might be wrong. No, I'm not wrong. I'm right. Look, here we go. A little sheer top glass ink pot. Isn't that lovely? Where's the sun? Ink pot in the sun shot. Got to be done. I can see a really nice piece of pottery here with a naval crown on it. Broken in just the right place. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? David just came over to me with this object here, which he thinks might come from an old razor. What's it got on there? Wardonia, Sheffield. I'll have to look that up. Look what I've seen over here. It's a little elephant. A little elephant. Hello. Nelly the elephant. I can see another naval crown here, just as beautiful as the last one. From a cup or a mug, I expect. Let's see. It's a nice stopper. I have noticed a bottle over here with a vulcanite bottle stopper in it. Just down here, look. Oh, that's nice. Oh, there's nothing embossed on it. Oh, yes, there is. Oh, it's a white bottle. My long lost relative. Relatives. Oh, it's quite windy today. Rinse off. Yeah, there we go. Our whites. a little crabby down here. Hello. Hello, mate. How are you doing? You're a brave little fella, aren't you? It's okay. I come in peace. I do. Off you go. Off you go. Very camouflaged, isn't he? So down here I've seen a mug, a whole mug. Now will there be something on it? Oh no, what a shame. I was really hoping there might be an anchor or something on it. What's this? Now that's interesting. On the bottom, Elizabeth II, 1956. Cool. There's a really nice piece of pottery down here, part of a plate. Again, naval. There's WR on it, which I believe stands for ward room, I think. And over here I've just seen this bottle, look, and it's Elliman's Embrocation. Nice. Elliman's Embrocation with a little winkle on it. I might pick it up on the way back. Now there's something around with some lettering on it here. Number 45. Oh, is that a broad arrow? I'm not sure. I'll take it and see if David knows what it is. There's another bottle down here. Let's have a look, see what it is. Oh, it's a pickle jar. Good old pickle jar. It's so windy and it's so muddy. But anyway, I just found this and I thought that it was a pot, a plain pot, but on closer examination, I think there's some kind of design on here and it looks like possibly a dog. Let's go down and rinse it in the water. Okay. Oh, here we go. Squelch down to the water's edge. Let's give it a rinse. Oh dear, so windy. Oh no, it's not a dog. Now that is a lady. Oh, it looks like a child's mug maybe with something written on it. Whether or not we'll be able to decipher what it says is another question. Something about the way and wise and hopefully we can identify this. Was that a lady? Okay, that looks so interesting. Now there's somebody else here. That looks like somebody with very big feet. Right, okay, I'm going to put it in my pouch and we will investigate further later on. How exciting. Kind of like the fact that it's all crackly as well. Can you make head nor tail of this? Now it's actually blowing a gale today, and so I'm going to spare you a bit of that wind distortion by doing a little bit of narration. Now this is the moment I spotted a clay pipe bowl down there in the mud, but not any old clay pipe bowl, because it looks as if it has a rather intricate design on it. Can you see that? So let's take a closer look at it, and indeed there appears to be a figure on that clay pipe bowl. Let's give it a little wash and have a closer look. And yes, there are two figures, one on each side. Now, one of the figures appears to be smoking a clay pipe, and the other side depicts a man holding some leaves, which I believe to be tobacco, probably an enslaved person who has been working on the tobacco plantations. And on the other side, somebody smoking a clay pipe. Now I do actually have a broken clay pipe bowl at home with the same design, so this is brilliant to find an entire one, and I'll definitely be looking into a little bit of the history of tobacco. Now looking down here, I think I have found a little tag, well very possibly, but maybe not. What's this? Oh, maybe it's not actually. Do you know, I thought that might have some lettering on it, but no, I don't think it does. Never mind. Well, there's a few animals here today that normally live in jungles. Here's another one. Look, it's a crocodile. You've seen better days, haven't you? So I've just seen a bottle emerging here. What could it be? What could it be? Is it another pickle jar? It could be, actually. Yes, it is. It is. It is pickle. They did like their pickle back in the day, didn't they? But what about this one here? See this neck protruding out. By the way, I just picked up this. It's pretty, isn't it? I think I'm going to have to hold it up to the sun. That's very pleasing. Very pleasing indeed. Right, back to this bottle. I mean, the chances of it being in one piece is highly unlikely, I should think, but you never know. You never ever know. And it's got a rounded, it's got a rounded shoulder bit here, if that's what you call it. Well, it might be in one bit, you know. And it does have some embossing on it. Like, oh, here we go. Oh, it's a, I think it's a poison, isn't it? Yes, yes it is. Look, there we go. Poisonous. Poisonous, not to be taken. And the question is, shall I take it? Shall I take it? What do you think? We're approaching an area where there's often quite a lot of Roman stuff, Roman pottery. And I've just found this, look, it looks like a tiny little pot. Part of a tiny little Roman pot. Isn't that adorable? Now I've just seen down here what I think is a nice little echinoid. Let's have a look. Let's pull it out. Oh yes it is. Yes it is. I'll have to wash it off and show it to you a little bit better with the mud not on it. But yeah, that's definitely an echinoid. You can see there from underneath. like a sea urchin fossil. So I'm going to give this bottle a little rinse. Poisonous, not to be taken. And look at all this glorious pottery with the Royal Naval Crown on it, and anchors, and WO, which I'm not absolutely sure what that stands for. The WR Wardroom, I think. Maybe WO War Office? I'm not sure. Do you know? The elephant. And some very nice bottles. Let's look at them with the sun behind them. Glorious. And I also said that I would wash this echinoid. Actually, the nicest part of this echinoid is the underside there. Very nice. The oldest find of the day. Followed by the Roman pottery, and then of course the Victorian pottery and the bottles. 19th century. What a day! Hi everyone, thank you very much indeed for watching my video. How are you doing? It's great to see you here as always, and I hope that wherever you're watching from in the world, all is going well for you. And as always, I just want to say that if things aren't going so well, I really hope that they take a turn for the better very, very soon. I hope you enjoyed that little outing on the River Medway as much as I did with my friend David. That was just this past week that we went over on the little boat called the Fitzroy, and thanks to David's excellent skippering expertise, we got there and back in one piece because it was actually really, really windy. It was very wavy. We almost had to turn around and come back at one point. You may have noticed some of the footage is rather windy, but anyway, we got there and got back very, very safely, and I love spending time on the Medway. It's just such a peaceful, calming place with so many beautiful views, lots of wildlife, and some intriguing pieces of history to be found too. So I'm going to tell you what my absolute favourite find is from that outing, and it is this very battered old mug here, which I have managed to clean up a little bit. It's in a right old state, full of crackles, and the transferware is so very, very faded, it's hard to make it out. But I have managed to decipher the text on it, most of it anyway. And it's a wonderfully stern Victorian educational message. So let's take a closer look at this mug here. Very grimy after many, many years in the mud, well over 100 years. And if you look closely, you can see some lettering there. But what does it say? And there is the figure of a man just there. And on the other side, there is a figure of a woman, I believe, wearing a red dress. There's also lots of barnacles. And so this is what it looked like before I cleaned it up, and then ta-da! Well, it's slightly better. We can at least make out the lettering. So what it actually says is early to bed, early to rise, the way to be healthy, wealthy and wise. And that is just such an amazing message from the river to me, because that is exactly what I need to do. I've been thinking recently that I want to get up a lot earlier in the morning. I used to get up at 6, and I always found that I was so very productive early in the morning. I find early mornings the time when I feel most creative and productive. And it's often nice and quiet. I sometimes go out in the garden and sit there with a cup of tea and listen to the birds, particularly now that it's summertime. And I just feel that I get such a lot more done. And so, funnily enough, I've been really thinking about my time management recently, because there's a lot of things that I want to do, including some writing. And it's a case of trying to fit it all in. I find it quite difficult sometimes managing to do everything that I want to do. And so thank you very much, River, for this perfect lesson and perfect piece of advice. Get up a couple of hours earlier every morning, and then I will have gained a day. And maybe I'll be able to get more things done that I want to get done. So, of course, during Victorian times, these little educational quotes and moralistic sayings were often put on children's mugs and plates and crockery. Things like not wasting time, working hard, being careful with your money, being thrifty, being kind, that kind of thing. And I've actually got another little piece here that I found several years ago, a little fragment, another one here. The hand of the diligent maketh rich. And so the children who had this crockery would be eating their breakfast and at the same time learning some important lessons about how to live their life. So I would love to know which child drank their cocoa or tea or milk out of this mug, and I'd love to know how it ended up in the river. Maybe somebody got fed up with the lessons that they were being forced to learn whilst they were trying to have a peaceful cup of tea or a peaceful glass of milk in the morning. So where you might be able to help, because you know what, I haven't actually had time to find a version of this actual mug. It's red transferware. I can barely make out the figures on it because of all the crackling, and it's also very faded. I'm going to be putting a photograph up on the screen, and if anybody can find a match to this mug in better condition so that we can actually see what it looks like when it doesn't look like this, covered in barnacles and crackles, then it would be really great to see the clean version, because there's also some text above the figures on each side of the main bit of writing here. And yeah, I don't know how likely it is that anyone's going to be able to find that, but if you can find it, then please let me know. Drop me an email, put it in the comments below, get in touch, and then I can post a picture of the actual mug in a lot of a better state, as it would have been back in the day when it first arrived in some child's nursery. So keeping on the subject of pottery, you will have seen that I found quite a bit of mess pottery. And by the way, there's another question. Why is it called a mess? Somebody out there must know. Why are they called messes? You know, the canteens for the Navy, Army, that kind of thing. If you know, please let me know. I'm sure I should know, but maybe I've just temporarily forgotten. But there's this lovely crown here, this naval crown. And as I found so many pieces of it, and I've also found quite a lot of this in the past, I just quickly wanted to look up what it's all about, why this naval crown is on these pieces of crockery. So I consulted the good old internet, and so it says it's a heraldic crown made up of ships, sails and sterns. It's a symbol of sea power and naval achievement, with roots going back to ancient Rome. And it later became associated with the Royal Navy, ports and maritime pride. There's a few other pieces here with lovely flourishing letters on, and one of them is the WR, which, as I said, I think means wardroom, and another piece of mess pottery here with WO, which I'm thinking War Office, but maybe I'm wrong, and if you know, please let me know. And then it's wonderful then that we even have some pottery from the Roman times, this tiny little, what looks like half of a mini pot, but it's quite a curious shape. It doesn't seem to have like a bottom to it. So I'm not too sure about this. I may have to send a picture to one of my friends who's a bit of an expert on Roman pottery, because it's quite unique, and I've never actually seen anything quite like that. And now I'd like to lastly mention this clay pipe bowl here, which actually tells a large and uncomfortable story if we look at it closely, because it does appear, and it may not be, I might be wrong, but it does appear to have on it a figure that represents an enslaved person holding some tobacco, presumably having worked on the tobacco plantations. And on the other side, there is a man in a suit smoking a very long clay pipe. So let's take a closer look at this pipe bowl here. It's a little bit difficult to see, but I believe this to be a depiction of an enslaved person who has been working on the tobacco plantation. You can see there that he is holding some tobacco leaves. And then on the other side, also a little bit difficult to see, there is a person in a suit smoking a clay pipe. Now, there's a big blob of where a barnacle was, where his head is, but he is smoking rather a long clay tobacco pipe. So the production of tobacco and then the person enjoying the tobacco. And this actually is a clay pipe that I found several years previously. It reminds us that tobacco was not just a fashionable Victorian habit. It was bound up with empire, trade, and the labour of enslaved people. And this is really important to look at, as it shows how casually those histories entered everyday life. It can only be a good thing when something like this, something as small as a clay pipe bowl, can make us think and learn and to understand that there was an awful lot of human suffering behind the production of tobacco. So I'm glad I found this. It's really made me think. So that's all I wanted to say about my finds for today. And what else did I want to say? Oh yes, I'm going to mention again the open studios at the Art Hub, where I'll be next weekend, which is Friday the 5th and Saturday the 6th of June. So Friday the 5th, there is something going on from 4 p.m. till 8 p.m. And if you want to go to that, drop me a message and I can send you a link where you can register to come to it. The studio is in Woolwich, or Art Hub Studios are in Woolwich. And on Saturday it is from 11 till 5 p.m. and I shall be there all day, and so would be delighted to meet you if you are able to come and pop in. I think that that's all I wanted to say for now, and so I'd like to thank you once again for watching this video, and thank you very much for all your comments. If you've got any questions or information about any of these finds that I've just spoken about, then please put it down in the comments below or drop me a little email, drop me a message. It would be marvellous to find out what the actual design on here really looks like. And yeah, thank you to everybody who has donated to my Ko-fi, and my super thanks. And I wish you all a very, very good week ahead, and don't forget to get up really early in the morning and get loads done. No, I'm only joking, but that's what I'm going to be doing anyway. So take care, everyone, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again soon with some more adventures searching for history in the mud. And in the meantime, I'm sending you lots and lots of love from here in London. Take care. Bye-bye.